Hey everyone, it's Blue Basser 86. We are doing another episode here of what's in my tackle box, what's in my boat. Today it's going to be mostly topwaters. I guess it is pretty much all topwaters in here. There's like 10 inches of snow on the ground. It's 20 something degrees outside. What better to go through than topwaters and wish for warmer days. So, this box here, this is what I mainly call my big bait box. It's not my primary topwater box. Ooh, just about flipped that thing all the way over. But it's all pretty much big baits. We've got some 110. Ooh, that thing's got a rusty hook. Go back through and change that. But 110 plopper, a 120 Chapo, and this is a Savage Gear. I think it's a sand eel, something like that. It's a long, skinny topwater walking bait, and it casts like a missile, like you could probably imagine. 6th Sense. Can't remember what they call it. It's a waking shad. It's like the old Strike King shad wake. A couple more 110 ploppers. A 130 plopper. It's a Savage Gear rat mouse thing. Very good imitation of one. Looks a lot like one. If you get around some overgrown weeds or something, it's a good option to throw around. And this is a Livingston Walking Boss Part 2. I am not a fan of Livingston lures, but these things work. I don't know what it is about them, but they're a killer topwater bait. Plus, they make that like clicking sound, so it's a pretty slow moving bait. I think just the combination must really make the fish mad or something, because they crush that thing. This is a big Savage Gear Smash Tail 135. It's a little thinner profile than the ploppers. I guess I could do a side by side there. It's a 130 plopper and a 135 Savage Gear. Got a little bit of a crack in him. I might have smacked a rock with him. There's the first Walking Boss Part 2 that I picked up. They are a solid bait. I don't know. I'm not a fan of Livingston, but those baits work. It's a Jackal Pompadour Jr. I pulled that one out of a tree. Savage Gear Bat. It's a really good topwater crawler. Solid blacks, good nighttime bait. Another Jackal Pompadour. Pulled that one out of a weed line while I was looking for baits. So that's like $40 worth of baits that I found right there. This is a blank, what do you call it, Depths Buzz Jet, and a very poorly done jig skins, but the fish don't seem to mind. This is a little Spro Rat mouse, 30 size. And that one, the smallmouth, really seemed to like. I think it's the chrome. It just looks like a shad more than a rat, but it's got a lot of nice smallies. These are both 6th Sense baits. I call them speed wakes or something like that. But it is just as the name says. You cast these things out and burn them as fast as you can. And I use these primarily for smallmouth, like covering big flats. Basically, like a spinnerbait stand-in. Whenever a lot of people are throwing spinnerbaits, or if spinnerbait just seems like a little too much, those baits are a good option. This is my primary topwater box. There's no organization here at all. I promise you that. There's maybe a tiny bit, but yeah, for the most part, it's just if there's a spot for it, that's where it goes. This is a Berkeley Surge Shad 130, just a regular Surge Shad. I really like the Berkeley hard baits. You don't seem to hear about them a whole lot, but they're good quality baits for a good price, and they come with nice hardware, which is always a big bonus. You don't have to change the hooks right out of the box. It's a Berkeley Spin Rocket 110. It's a Yozuri 3DB prop. It's got this little plastic prop on it. Sounds completely different than any other prop. It makes kind of a little zip noise, and it just seems to really get the fish going sometimes. One knocker spook. Sometimes the old school stuff's still the best option. This is a H2O Slush Daddy, I think they call it. Slush Daddy, Slush Minnow. I think this is the Slush Daddy, and then the long one is the Slush Minnow. I guess there's a little bit of rhyme to that one, but those are mostly prop baits. That is a Repo Man, which, I don't know, you see them sell sometimes for like $75, $100, but they catch fish really good, so I just hold on to mine and fish with it like a psycho. That's a jointed Surge Shad. I went crazy and bought the exact same color. It's a Berkeley Cane Walker. Man, that thing did work for me last year. I caught so many fish with it. Casts like a rocket. Walks really well. Throws a lot of water. It just really seemed to make the fish mad. Little teeny tiny 60 size plopper. Got the front runner, and then the old school jitterbug. A little teeny tiny Rapala skitter pop. And this bait's probably caught about as many fish as any in my tackle box. That's an Excalibur Zell Pop, the Zell Pop 2, I think, the little size. I don't know how many fish that bait has caught, but you can tell just looking at it that it's a lot. Berkeley Bullet Pop, another really good productive Berkeley bait. It's a 6 cents popper. Let me get these two out at the same time. This is a Megabass Pop Max and a River to Sea Bubble Walker 80. They are pretty similar. You can see that the Bubble Walker is chewed up and the Megabass is not. I cannot get anything with this bait. This one just gets bit over and over and over and over again. I don't know why. It's not like I'm scared to fish the Megabass. I've got swim baits that cost $200. This $20 popper ain't scaring me. They just don't want to eat that one, and that's the white python color that everybody just raves about. But yeah, I'd take that Bubble Walker 10 times over. The old school chug bug and another chug bug. Don't sleep on them chug bugs. Everybody wants to go with the new and exciting stuff. Bass tear them chug bugs up. That's a Norman Top Dollar, a long discontinued bait. It's one of the best kind of gliding, topwater, popping, walking baits that I've ever fished with, and I regret not buying more of them when they were available. 90 plopper Sooner color, chewed up real bad. 90 plopper. It's the 75, the little short fat guy. Another 90 plopper. He's been nibbled on a couple times. This is the Strike King 2.5 Wake. Good looking bait. Haven't managed to get bit on it yet. Another 90 plopper. And another 75 plopper. This guy sure likes ploppers. This is the Savage Gear, a 100 smash tail. Another 90 plopper. There we go. And a 6th Sense Catwalk. And that's a really good looking topwater bait, and the fish agree with me. I have caught tons and tons, mostly smallmouth, but I've caught some nice largemouth with it too. Quite a few white bass, mainly because of where I've fished it at, but it's caught a lot of fish. You would think with all those ploppers that would have been it, but nope. See, Berkeley Driftwalker. If you get really calm conditions, flat calm conditions, this is a great topwater bait. But if there's any kind of chop on the surface, forget it. It's not going to work. It will not walk once you get some surface chop. This is the little super spook Booyah or Booyah. Teeny tiny little fella. But you can still cast him on casting gear because he's heavy enough. But you can see side by side with the regular Super Spook Junior. The little guy is about the same size as the puppy, but he's just a lot bigger. Or thicker, I guess. It's a Super Spook Junior. That's the new and improved, supposedly, Pompadour. It kind of sits down far for what I like, but I haven't got to experiment with it a whole lot yet, so not going to write him off yet. It's an old Excalibur Jimmy. Missing a lot of paint. It's caught a lot of fish. Yozuri 100 pencil. 3DB pencil. Another 90 plopper. Another 75 plopper. This is another 100 Savage Gear. We got the Zera puppies. Because sometimes you really need to finesse them. And those little things still catch big fish. That's everything in the boxes. There's probably some people that are going to get a kick out of this because of my super fancy storage. But what would topwater be without some frogs? That is a Tupperware container. There's my frog / buzzbait storage container. Isn't it beautiful? I take a lot of time organizing this too. This is a Crocodile Gator. That looks like a 3/4 ounce. They got the little teeny tiny skirts, big head, big blade. Thing will cast a miles, compact little bait. But you can cast it any kind of wind. And a Mega Strike Cavatron. There ain't going to be a whole lot of variety in the, well, really the frogs or the buzzbaits, I guess. That is a Spro Flamingo, a Booyah Toad Runner, a Halloween colored Spro, the Toad Runner Junior, Poppin' Pad Crasher Booyah, and the Old Smoky. That is a Junior pad crasher. Little teeny tiny suckers. Sometimes those little frogs get bit better than the big ones though. Especially if they're seeing a lot of frogs. Another pad crasher with them awful trocar hooks on it. I hate trocar hooks. I don't care what anybody says. That one needs a trim. But that is the Spro Shad. That thing walks, and I don't know, I'd say it walks really good, but I mean, most frogs walk really good if you know what you're doing with them. That's a pad crasher. Best color they make, the cricket frog. Another pad crasher junior. Another pad crasher. Poppin' pad crasher. The poppin' ones are my favorite ones. That's probably why I don't have as many of them in here, because I'm low on them. Another toad runner. These things get bit really well, but the hookup ratio leaves something to be desired. Whew, a little bit of rust on the hooks there. Have to touch those ones up. That's another pad crasher. It's a Fish Lab rattle toad. You might not be able to hear it. It does have some rattles in it, but there's a big heavy frog. If you're in some thick stuff, it's a good option. That one's, might not be able to tell. He's real chewed up. Caught a lot of fish with that one. They finally came out with a poppin' version. I haven't got to fish with it yet, but another poppin' pad crasher. Good to see I got two of them in the exact same color. It's a Spro, poppin' Spro. Bronze eye frog, I guess is the actual name for them. And another little junior pad crasher. Little Cavatron, little quarter ouncer. Another Crocodile Gator. I know these aren't Topwater. It's not a Buzzbait, but I fish them at the same time. That early morning low light conditions, so my nighttime spinnerbaits get stuck in here. But that is a War Eagle, half-ounce nighttime spinnerbait. Oh, I can't remember what this thing is called, but that is the craziest looking buzzbait. It fishes. It sounds kind of like a plopper coming through the water too. I've caught a couple fish with it. It's an interesting design. It's a clacker, or knocker, however you want to say it. Cavatron. My color selection's outrageous with buzzbaits. I mean, if it's not black, it's white. Another Cavatron. And another little Cavatron. I can't remember whose this is. That skirt's about to fall off anyways, but that's like a head knocker or something like that. It's the Strike King Buzz Toad Buzzbait. I kind of like the toads, I kind of don't. They cast great. I don't know. I just don't know if I catch any more fish with them than I do with a skirted bait. And then you got to deal with the plastic on the hook and redoing it. It's kind of a pain. I don't remember whose buzzbait this is, but that is a good looking little buzzbait. I kind of hold on to it for clear water fishing because it's like a quarter ounce tiny little buzzbait. It's got a great bait fish look to it, so if I ever find the right condition, I think that'll be a good one. It's a Strike King nighttime spinnerbait. Got you another War Eagle. That's one of the trocar ones. A little bit different color, a little bit of purple, a little blue, a little chartreuse. In case the fish are feeling a little funky. Booyah Pond Magic. A little teeny tiny buzzbait. And then you got the Booyah nighttime spinnerbait. I actually caught one of my keepers in my my classic end of the year championship kayak tournament on this bait, even though it was like 9 o'clock in the morning. Fish didn't seem to care. He'd seen too many of my wobblers. He wanted a spinnerbait. So there's several Booyah tails, replacement tails down on the bottom. Yeah, I mean, as you can tell, there's a lot of thought that goes into how this is organized. We'll just, yeah, make sure those go. This goes right here. Yep, perfect. Here we go. Okay, yep. And that's how that is organized. I don't know. I just haven't ever worried about putting these in a box. Maybe I should. I don't know, but not really a big concern, I guess. So, anyways, that's all my topwaters that I carry with me. Hopefully, in the not too far off future, I'll be thinking about putting these back in the boat because they weren't in the boat just now. I had to pull them out from underneath the counter. But yeah, anyways, that's it for today. So until next time, we'll see you later.